For beginning drawers, my first tip is to stop pressing so hard. You'll save yourself a lot of frustration because you won't be spending so much time erasing your drawing. Here I'm drawing 3 cylinders just to show you what happens when you press too hard. And I'm using 3 different types of pencil. I'm using HB on the top, 2H in the middle, and then on the third cylinder I'm using a 6B, so that's your softest and darkest pencil. Now I'm going to show you what I do suggest you doing. So on this side, I'm going to draw 3 cylinders, and I'm going to draw them really light and loose. And here I'm just using really simple form cylinders, but you could apply this strategy to anything that you're drawing. And again, I'm demoing this with 3 different types of pencils. So I've got the HB on top, again, the 2H in the middle, which is your hardest pencil, one of your harder pencils, and the 6B on the bottom. So to recap, the left-hand side is where I pressed really hard and have these really dark lines, and the right-hand side is where I kept everything really loose. Now I'm going to show you what happens when I try to erase the left-hand side, which was the ones where I drew with really hard dark lines. So notice that I can't get them out completely. And now what I wanted to show you was that when you press down really hard, you're actually etching into the paper a little bit. So the paper has almost like little grooves from where you were drawing into it if you press down so hard. And you'll be able to see this in a second. So this is a zoomed in version where you can see that you've actually etched into the paper by pressing so hard. So going back to what you actually should do is you should start with really light, loose lines. And then once you're happy with them, you can go back over them with a darker line. If you also vary the weight of your line a little bit, it will give you more of a sense of 3-dimensional form than if the weight of your line or how dark the line is the same all around. So as you can see right here, I'm varying the line. On one side, it's a little bit darker. At the bottom, it's darker, and the top left is a little bit darker, and the corners are a little bit darker, and that gives a little bit more of a sense of 3-dimensional form on the drawings on the right-hand side. So to recap, don't press too hard when you're starting out your drawings because it makes it super hard to erase. Keep your lines light and loose, and vary your lines a bit to get more 3-dimensional form.